Interesting note about NBA Live 17 this week. A new tidbit. Basketball skill development coach and actually a former Harlem Globetrotter, Derick Grant, has tweeted out a short clip, a short video, mentioning that he's been taking part in some motion capture sessions for NBA Live 17. And the clip he showed, he was taking on a defender off the dribble and putting up a shot. Some nice moves that he was displaying, as you might expect from a former Globetrotter. It's great to see them bringing in some talented people to up the mocap game, because obviously animations, as we've discussed before, has been a big issue in NBA Live since the reboot. So good news all around there.
Yeah, it's good to see. That they're bringing it, and it seems quite early in the year. I guess I don't know. I guess they're not having to worry too much about building an engine from scratch, sort of thing. It doesn't feel like it's too late in the year in that sense. So I'm really happy to see that they're bringing in and doing a lot of stuff, and hope it can that they use it as a way of not just having one-man animations, and that, and sort of really helps the animators if they have multiple people, where they can understand the scenario better and create the animations that would be more suited and realistic, and instead of stiff, rigid sort of.
More lifelike,
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, it remains to be seen, because it isn't like they haven't been doing mocap the last few years, but obviously something has gone wrong in the polishing and the the implementing of the animations into the game. So hopefully that's less of an issue. But they're obviously taking mocap seriously, bringing in a skill development coach who has played for the Globetrotters to perform these moves and really, I guess, work on that dribbling game. MP3 brought this up in the comments and mentioned it, and it is a very good point, that one of the weak points of NBA Live 16 and certainly 15 and 14 as well has been the post game. Really bringing back, and as you mentioned before, the own the paint moves from NBA Live 08, 09. I think 09 was the one that you mentioned as being the really good one.
Yeah, that was the one where, for me, it was like probably one of the strongest post games, and
no, I remember that.
I was just remember using, and not I wouldn't say abusing, but using it to.
It was fun to play in the post, the up and unders and everything, and the different hooks.
Easy ways to set screens and get the pick and rolls, and then use your big guy and get those easy baskets around the basket. And then the fact that they actually had a variety of moves.
That's what they're lacking, and the ones that are in there don't look so hot. To be honest, I mean, there are some. They have added some nice up and unders and running hooks and such in the paint in NBA Live 15 and 16 in particular, but there's still some of the layups, some of the dunks. They look very kind of last gen, and in fact, some kind of date back to the PS2. I'll certainly recognize them from NBA Live 06 era, and just be able to get some more of those, moves in the low post and the high post, and just short jumpers and things like that. It's just important they get that. It's nice to see. So hopefully they bring in some big guys as well to really polish up the post game. The other thing, of course, they need to do is work on the defense. It can't be too cheesy to score inside. I mean, at the moment, you can pretty much, when you have an open lane, really get to the basket very easily. And at the other end, your teammates often stand around and watch the CPU drive straight through. So unless you take control of someone off ball, your bigs don't necessarily move over and clog the paint. So that's an AI issue, obviously, that needs to be addressed. But no, it is cool to see this and get another glimpse of something this early in the year.
I was going to suggest earlier, we've talked about in past podcasts, and that what could Live do or bring into it, to Harlem Globetrotter mode, like where you have the team in it. That
Oh, okay, the Harlem Globetrotters is something else. Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, I just wrote the Wayback Wednesday this week, and this week's Wayback Wednesday focused on the extra teams in NBA Live 2004, the Bobcats, a year before they made their debut, and the Spanish national team, which were a bonus team in the Spanish version and were left in the English version. We were able to unlock them, as you may recall. So, why not get an extra in the form of the Globetrotters? I don't think it's going to be leading to that, but nevertheless, that would be cool. Something different. But so that was cool that Derick Grant did post that, and a nice little tidbit. I have to also admit that when I was writing up the news post on the main page for that, I kept wanting to write Derian Grant, and I didn't know why. And then, of course, I remembered Jerian Grant, the player for the New York Knicks. He's son of Harvey Grant, former NBA player, and therefore nephew of Horace, Harvey's twin, and the brother of Jerai and Jeremiah, all three players. So, yeah, not Derian, it's Derick. But started to get mixed up there. But yeah, thank you to Derick Grant for putting that out there on Twitter, and to Cedric for giving us the heads up, because that's a nice little tidbit to start off this week with, and get some, as we said, get some news pretty early in the year before the real preview season tips off.